Hello, BookTube. We're back. This was not a book gathering day here at Hyde Cottage. It was a beautiful day. Milky sunlight, nice gentle breezes. Got a little bit warm right at the peak of the day, but it was cool in the morning. It'll be cool in the evening, so didn't feel like quite the day to go herring around after books. Although I did have the urge.
Yeah.
I will admit, I did have the urge.
Yeah.
Going back to the Brattle is kind of tempting. But I do still have books to show you, because I've been getting mail the whole time that Christopher's been here. The whole time that Christopher's been here reminds me of several emails that I've been getting from people gently wondering if he's ever leaving, if he's ever going to go home. I'm not in any hurry. When I'm enjoying myself, I'm not in any hurry. So, but you've been having fun. You've been enjoying yourself. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I can't walk anymore, but
Why is that?
I can't feel my legs.
Your ass has been taking a beating. This is how David puts it. He can't walk anymore, but it's not for that reason. Okay, if you could get your mind out of the gutter, that would be great. I believe you're referring to the bad diet.
Yes, the calzones and the constant intake of alcohol.
Yes. The wine and calzones part of visiting Hyde Cottage. You will all experience it at one point or another. It's not a myth.
No, it's not. Or an exaggeration.
But you've still managed to work in your 17 hours of sleep. That's good. You people, I just don't understand you. I just don't get it. It's such an ungodly amount of time, and you not only spend that time, but you love it. You look forward to it. Oh. God help us. But anyway, I thought we'd go over some of the books I got in the mail. I've barely glanced at them, so they'll be new. Maybe you'll have a thought or two.
We'll see.
On the subject. First one is this. This is The Mirror of Great Britain. It is a full-length biography of the man who was James the Sixth, James the Sixth, and James the First. He was both those things. He was James the Sixth of Scotland and James the First of England, and has always been considered to be. Well, you'll know what the shorthand for him is if you read, for instance, Dickens's Child History of England, or if you've seen him portrayed in any show that you've ever seen on TV. Any show about Mary Queen of Scots, any show about Queen Elizabeth, an old Queen Elizabeth, will always have James in it, and they always portray him the same way, and it's the way that I believed about him forever and ever. Until a book came out probably 15 years ago called Majesty, only it was T-I-E instead of T-Y, in which the author uncovers the source of a lot of those characterizations, all of which were anti-Stuart propaganda. And so I'm ready. I'm ready to read this. It's not coming out until November 11th, but I'm ready to read it. I'm ready for a royal biography. This is one of 5 royal biographies that are still to come this year. The fall is going to be fairly thick, I think, with them, including, if rumor is correct, a biography of King Charles III that is actually serious, that is actually not just some dumb hack pulling together articles from Royalty magazine. I don't know that I believe that. That would certainly be interesting, but you're not interested in this sort of thing at all? No?
Yeah, no, I am. He pops up, and he was superstitious, right? He wrote about witches.
Yes. Yeah. And against tobacco.
Yeah.
Also, there's this thing. All cleaned up and totally functional, thanks to Christopher. Not only is it totally functional, but he's been managing to put books on it. Turns out that's an ordeal. It's an older device. A lot of you emailed me and said that you have this device or had it for a long time. And it works perfectly. I got it for $1. And it works perfectly. But it's no longer connected to the ecosystem of Amazon. So if you weren't here, I doubt I'd be able to transfer anything onto this thing. But as it is, it's got books on it, and I will hope tomorrow we'll transfer some more books on it so that I'll have another functional Kindle. But anyway, let's go back to the mail. This is Cory Doctorow's new book, the work of nonfiction called Enshittification. And the subtitle is Why Everything Suddenly Got Worse and What to Do About It. But it's not really about everything. It's really about tech platforms, tech services, even tech design. So it was very interesting to get this book right after getting this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone in the world, every ebook reader in the world, without exception, wants page turn buttons on their e-reader.
Yeah.
Every single one of them does.
Yeah.
Does the manufacturer, the world's leading manufacturer, the West's leading manufacturer of ebook devices, care? No, they don't. No, they don't care. What every single one of their customers wants, they don't care. When you are using an ebook reader and you want to call up the keyboard, is it a nice, vivid keyboard with dark letters, or is it something that looks crappy? It's going to look crappy. Do you want it to? No. No, you don't. The e-reading app on your iPad, that in its early days, in the early days of iPads, was a nice wooden bookcase with wooden shelves, and the books were sitting on that bookcase.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, that was.
Does it look like that anymore?
Memory, yeah.
No, it doesn't look like that anymore.
No.
Does anybody want it to look the way it does now as opposed to that? No, nobody does. So it was really interesting to see the point hammered home. The point has been hammered home a few times during your visit. Wouldn't it be really nice if the brand new MacBook Air that I paid a lot of money for had more than one kind of port? Wouldn't that be great? There are 20-year-old MacBooks on the floor of this room that have 10 different ports. And if anything, these devices are cheaper to manufacture now than they were then. Anyway, so let's see. Let's see what we have here. It's not just you. The internet sucks now. Here's why, and here's how we can dis-enshitify. Oh my God. Corey. There's also such a thing as the enshitification of the English language. Maybe. We're living through the enshitocene. Oh my God, he's just going to run.
He's going to keep going with this. Wow.
The great enshittening. A time in which the services that matter to us, that we rely on, are turning into giant piles of shit. It's frustrating, demoralizing, even terrifying. The terrifying part is in a news story that's just come out. It's making the rounds now, ironically enough, on social media. Maybe you've seen it. That a guy called, he typed onto a hotline online because he was feeling despair over a breakup and was thinking of killing himself. And the thing that he got on the other end of the line was AI. And he did kill himself. And his father used ChatGPT to write his eulogy. The one poster that I saw online who conveyed this story simply added to it, "Stop using this shit. It's going to kill us all. For the love of God, stop using this stuff." But anyway, when Cory Doctorow coined the term enshittification, yeah, we'll put it on your tombstone. It's an achievement. He was not just finding a funnier way to say things are getting worse. He was making a specific diagnosis about the state of the digital world and how it is affecting all of our lives, and not for the better. And of course, pride of place in here is Twitter. Because he's definitely saying in this book, I haven't read the whole thing, but he's definitely saying in this book that we are to blame as much as these companies are for not holding them to, for not threatening their bottom line, for just moving along like sheep. Yeah. He says, there is one respect in which Twitter is thriving. It complements Elon Musk's financial influence by giving him a huge megaphone. In combination, Musk's money and his platform have allowed him to establish himself as a kingmaker. A little bit dated there. First bro to Trump and key political ally for far-right figures around the world, whose ideology universally involves wrecking things, safe in the knowledge that the people who care about these things can't escape. I could go on for pages more about the various enshittificatory, you heard that right, enshittificatory gambits that Musk has essayed on Twitter, but that would be beside the point. I don't recite Musk's fumbles to make the point that he is stupid and incompetent, though for the record I think he is both very stupid and very incompetent. Rather, that is all to build up to the following. People still use Twitter. I think that Cory Doctorow is a good commentator on the combination of society and tech, so this will be an interesting book. This comes out in October, so let's see. Let's move on. Not going too fast for you.
I'm keeping up, I think.
It's keeping up. Okay. Then we have something that I was very relieved to see was not Japanese zombie fiction. Because this is nonfiction. I don't know if there is such a thing as Japanese zombie nonfiction. I'm really hoping there isn't. For those of you who are new to the channel, and we have to remember, you do too. Christopher is a booktuber as well. He hasn't been making any videos on his channel because he's been here. Yeah. So all of you lovelorn people over on his channel singing and mooning for him to come back to you, he's having fun. Okay? That's the line we're going to go with.
Yeah. I've been blinking and code.
When I eventually release him, you'll have your precious Christopher back on his own channel. Okay? In the meantime... But anyway, I don't want to turn this video into an attack on you.
It's hard for you to do.
This is called, this is by Hu An Yan, and it's called I Deliver Parcels in Beijing.
That's nonfiction?
I like the title. I like the cover. I'd love to know what this actually says. I have no idea. And I'm, no offense to Cory Doctorow, but I am almost on, I am terminally online. I live, eat, breathe, and work on my computer all day long, except when I'm with my bean. So I adopt a lot of those attitudes, and I very nearly pressed on this for translation. I very nearly did that. I stopped myself, but it was close. And she's shocked, and he's a digital native, and he would never do that. It's just, let's see here. One man's quest to speak the truth about the global gig economy. And this is translated by Jack Hargreaves. Oh, all right, good. This is Atria House? Yes, and I thought for a minute I was going to yell at them, but they do have the translator's name on the piping on the cover. Oh, this is a runaway bestseller in China. Sold in 15-plus countries. Okay, who wrote this? Don't put your name on it. Good for you. It's more than 15 countries. Okay, it's not 15 and the plus sign. But anyway, this delightfully honest and humorous account gives us a face and voice to the silent majority. Think Nomadland crossed with nickel and dimed through a contemporary lens of Asian philosophy about the nature of work on a spaceship crewed by aliens. That's what's known as the elevator pitch. In 2023, I Deliver Parcels in Beijing became a literary sensation of the year in China. Nobody told me. Are any of you watching me from China? No, you're not. You're not. Because they have their own YouTube. Right? And it's state-sponsored and state-censored. Are any of you watching from China? No, there's no way. The story of a worker doing odd jobs in various anonymous megacities. Hu Anyan's voice hit a nerve with a generation of young Chinese who feel at odds with the ever-growing pressure to perform and succeed. Well, yeah. Your parents wouldn't have felt that because your country had not super modernized for them. And because it's super modernized, you get air conditioning in the summer, you get a non-poverty wage, you get a pension, you can see the world, you get to own technology. Okay, but there's a trade-off. There's a trade-off. That's what you get in even a hybrid version of capitalism. Right, David? Oh, wait, you're... You have a completely different kind of earring than David. Who started posting essays about his experiences online during COVID lockdowns. His recollection of night shifts in a huge logistics center in the south of China went viral. Nights so hot that even drinking 3 liters of water does not require a toilet break. Who must not be old? I can guess that from there. Merely reading the words 3 liters of water has made me need a toilet break. Colleagues going for karaoke instead of trying to get a few hours sleep. Where are the affordable rooms with proper air conditioning, and what is the best amount of alcohol in order to sleep but not feel drowsy a few hours later? Non-Irish people. I swear. You're all so cute when it comes to alcohol. The work is brutal, and there is no real sense of future in sight. But Hugh is armed... I imagine it's Hugh, right? Not Hugh. who is armed with a deadpan sense of humor and a strong idea of self, and he moves on when he feels stuck. From logistics in the South to delivering parcels in Beijing, over to other odd jobs, all the while also discovering the power of reading and writing. Didn't see that coming. Okay, so who Anya? He's posing with a cat. That accounts for some of your problems right there. Was born in Guangzhou, China in 1979. Graduated from secondary school. He joined the workforce, moving around between places and odd jobs to make a living. Okay, well, you tell me. Doesn't that change the things? You heard the story about this book. The narrator, he's got all these crappy jobs. He's got the gig economy. He's driving from building to building. He's doing whatever it takes. He's going to karaoke, grabbing a few hours sleep with his coworkers. And you're imagining a story. You're in fact imagining that. Does it change things when you realize he's old? That he was born in 1979? So all of a sudden he's not a 21st century Gen Z gig gypsy. He's just a loser. Don't you? Wasn't it your thought? That was my first thought when I read that. If you were born in 1979, you're way too old to be writing this book. I guess maybe the point is going to be that it can affect any... I don't know. I don't know. That hit me.
Well, maybe the point is that he couldn't figure this out, and that's why he's had to write a book about his experiences.
I suppose the summary made it sound like society's to blame.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, society has made a puzzle that is impossible for a certain type of person, of which he is one of them, to solve. And so, I don't know.
Okay. Does the type of person that he is rhyme with goozer? Perchance.
Snoozering?
And then we have the final thing. This is One Yellow Eye by Leigh Radford. And this is a zombie novel. And ordinarily those put me straight to sleep. But this was pushed on me by a publicist who said, you really should give this a try. It's really special. And I have to admit, even the plot description made it sound that way. So maybe it will for you as well. This is a finished copy, so this comes out in mid-July. I don't know which BBBB will be here in mid-July. Probably none, because it'll be incredibly hot. Unless they think that when I say incredibly hot, I'm referring to you. Okay. Anyway. Let's see here. A heart-wrenchingly unique spin on the zombie mythos, broadcast journalist and debut novelist Leigh Radford's One Yellow Eye follows a brilliant scientist desperately searching for a cure while hiding a monstrous secret. The secret is her husband. Her undead husband. For fans of The Last... Oh, for God's sake. For fans of The Last of Us in the Shape of Water, they meet on a roller coaster at Coney Island. My elevator ride is over. I'll hear from you. With nods to Mary Shelley's classic Frankenstein, they'd be pretty distant nods. There's not, from the plot description, there's nothing like. Okay, this is Radford. This is her debut. It brims with pathos as well as dread as she explores the love in the midst of chaos. Inspired by caring for her terminally ill father during the COVID pandemic, Radford brilliantly humanizes the living and the dead with a dark humor and heart. Right, but I want to do more of the plot. This is all about you and your family during COVID, and that's just trying to critic-proof the book. Here we go. Kesta Shelley, that's the distant nod to Frankenstein, has just survived a major zombie epidemic that left London ravaged. Are we sure it was the zombie pathogen, or were they all just watching Joe Spivey's channel? It will have that effect on you. It will turn you in some way or other. Are we sure of that?
It's hard to tell.
Watching his channel will make you all shambling and hopeless and sweaty. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say sweaty. Since it's Joe Spivey's channel, I meant to say sudoriferous. He'll be here. Don't you worry. Anyway, having always preferred the company of microbes to people, At this point in his visit, Christopher is nodding vigorously. Anything would be better than this. But he is in love with Frida.
Yes, and Frida loves me.
Frida is adorable, and she's been pretty affectionate to him. Her affection turns on and off.
Yes.
She will remember that you're there, go over, seek you out, cuddle against you, and then 15, 20 minutes later, it's like she'll get up and leave you, not like she's leaving you, but like she doesn't even know she's sharing the space with you. She's just moving somewhere else. Kesta has spent her life looking down the barrel of the microscope rather than cultivating personal relationships. But that changed when she met Tim, her cheerleader, her best friend, her absolute everything. So when he was one of the last people in London to be infected with the perplexing virus, Kesta went into triage mode. The government had already rounded up and disposed of all the infected, but Kesta was able to keep her husband unalive and hidden with resources from the hospital where she worked. She spends her days reviewing biopsy slides and her evenings caring for him, but he's clearly declining. The sedatives aren't working like they used to, and his violent outbursts are becoming more frequent. As she races against the clock, her colleagues start noticing changes in her behavior and appearance. She is withering away, self-medicating with alcohol, and has stopped attending her mandated zombie apocalypse recovery group meetings. Her care for Tim has spiraled into absolute obsession. It's making her undead. Not microbe, not virus style, but I think just almost, I mean, it's only the book description. The book could drop the ball, but everything about the description of this book seems just wonderfully layered.
Yeah.
Wonderfully. There are whispers of a top-secret lab working on a cure, and Kesta clings to the possibility of being recruited like a lifeline. But can she save her husband before he is discovered? Or worse, will they trigger another outbreak? One yellow eye sounds good.
Yeah.
It's only the publicity material. It's just the stuff on the book. And the stuff on the book is designed to make the book sound good. But how many thousands of times have we seen that fail on this channel? So, and not only that, but the publicist for the book. Now, the publicist praised it to the skies, said this is really special. And you might think that doesn't mean anything because that's their job to say that, but there are ways to do that and ways to do that, and I pay attention when publicists use this particular way. So I'm actually looking forward to this. I may put it on the pile for tonight. I doubt it, because I'm still deeply in love with reading on this ancient Kindle. So this is not on there, and I think I asked for a finished copy of this. I don't think anyone ever sent me an e-copy. So if I did, then I'll look and see, and if it did, I'll send it to you, and you can maybe format it for that old Kindle. But otherwise, this thing will probably take precedence tonight. Look at how neat it is, light as a feather. Oh, this is just wonderful. It looks just like a Star Trek data pad.
Pre-enshittified tech.
Yes, it's pre-enshittified tech. And there you go. Sorry for the lighting here. We waited way too long to make a video, but I knew you didn't want to hear nothing. I posted a picture on my community tab, but that's not enough. I posted a picture of you cuddling Frida.
What? Oh my goodness.
But I knew you wanted at least one video.
Yeah.
But anyway, maybe we can do a video for your channel at some point. Not tonight. The rest of tonight, Christopher needs to self-medicate. he spent the whole day with me.
You forget the last 24 hours.
Yes, he spent the whole day with me. So now it's time to break out the wine. But we'll see you tomorrow, somehow, whether we go book shopping or not. Mm-hmm. I don't think we will, because the thing I had in mind was the Brattle. And when I think about the Brattle Bookshop, those of you who are new to the channel, it's a used bookstore that I go to all the time in Boston. And when I think about the Brattle, I of course think about the sale lot.
Yeah.
And the sale lot will be all covered over and boarded over if it's raining, and I think it is going to be raining.
Yeah.
So, and if it's not the Brattle, anything else is going to feel, I don't know, like a cheap consolation prize. The only other thought I had was the used book superstore. And the only reason I thought it is because when we went there originally, when you go in the door of the used book superstore, there's a tub of books that are donations. Oh. People bring the donations in and pile that up. And those books are then going to be processed and tagged and priced and whatnot. And the last time I was there with David Murphy, I found a book from there, 2 books from there. and the store wouldn't sell them to me. The woman at the register said, these aren't priced. And I hadn't noticed. And I said, oh, they're not. Well, go wild. And she said, no, I can't sell them to you. I think David was going to faint at capitalism being so violated. And then when we went, I walked in the door, there's a book right on top again that I wanted, and the person at the counter right next to the tub said, you can't buy that. So I went shopping the rest of the store, and then eventually I wandered back to that tub. The book was still there, and I looked at it, and then I went to that counter and said, naturally, there is a book in that tub that I would really like to buy. And my tone of voice made it pretty clear that if she named a price, I would pay it. And the answer was still just no. No, you're a customer here with money, and you want this thing that's right in front of you, and I don't care about it one way or another. But no, I'm not going to sell it to you. You have to come back in a few days.
Somebody must have gotten fired or something.
It's not worth it to go back for that, though, right?
No,
it's not.
I don't think so.
So there'll be something tomorrow. We'll think of something. In the meantime, we're going to go. So have a good night, BookTube. We'll see you soon.